Mario Sunshine's Panda Park is one of the fictional amusement parks that I wish was real as a kid because of the variety of colorful rides and such, but upon further analysis, I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. If anything, it's a miracle this place is even operational, given what actually goes on at this park during the game. In this video, I will list all the reasons why Panda Park should be closed down, so that it won't be a hazard for tourists. First and foremost, it's obvious that all the bad occurrences that take place in Panda Park is 100% Bowser Jr.'s fault, and is nowhere near what the Piantas advertised at the very beginning of the game's cutscenes. But at the very least, you think the person in charge of the park will close it down due to all the dangerous creatures wandering about, who pose life-threatening threats to the guests at the park, right? Nah, the gates are wide open for some reason, and there are still innocent civilians there as the deadly electrical turtles and flying giant-nosed Humpty Dumptys are the most normal thing in the world. For starters, the only known method of entering the park according to the game is literally firing yourself from a cannon to the park every single time. Of course, there should be a safer alternative like throwing yourself there, but Mario's not all about the life, and will rather do things the extreme way. Upon entering the first mission of the level, your objective is to literally take down a giant Bowser mech that is terrorizing the park by shooting scorching flames and bullet bills, which somehow emerges from the fountain. Admittedly, this is one of the best cutscenes for any 3D Mario game, and the fact that this is released in 2002 is astonishing. In order to beat this behemoth, the owner, who doesn't even know that his park is in jeopardy and thinks this whole thing is a performance, helps Mario by equipping it with a ride to shoot water rockets at Mecha Bowser. But I find it funny that the director of the park is willingly allowing people to be potentially injured because of their own incompetence and not knowing how to run a safe park properly. But going back to the first mission, I think it should go without saying that this mission alone should be more than enough of a reason as to why Panda Park should not be in business. All of the shrapnel from the bullet bills that hails below would seriously injure the guests and damage the rest of the rides, causing further legal complications. Although it's a spectacle for the audience watching from afar, to actually be caught in the crossfire screams dangerous. Once that mission is done, you're now facing a new predicament. You have to get rid of the pesky warmongering gopher who's throwing deadly bombs and bullet bills on the beach. At least this time around, the park itself is actually closed temporarily, preventing further people from getting injured. Upon defeating this crazed lunatic, it somehow opens up a portal inside the cannon, leading to a Yoshi-themed underground world? Yeah, I don't know either. Nothing makes any sense in this game, but that's why I like it. But what if an unsuspecting fool accidentally falls inside of the cannon and finds himself inside of the level? That would spark many more complications at the missing person's headquarters. Up next, you have to collect the 8 red coins at the park by utilizing the different rides there. Some are hidden in the giant clams, which seems a bit unsafe, considering how fast they clamp down if they're not sprayed with water. This can cause people to lose their limbs if they're not careful. Some red coins are on the giant swinging pirate ships that are not safely secured, and there is no seats to keep guests contained. How did they expect people to not be thrown like ragdolls from the sheer force of the rocking ships? Who approved of the design anyways? There are also electrical Koopas climbing on the grates where the rides are. The high voltage of the shells is extremely dangerous, and should be terminated immediately. Once you move on to the next mission, you're back on the beach with the park closed for the day, and had to eliminate these weird giant Yoshi turtle things that are weakening the sentient sunflowers and sucking the nutrients and posing a threat to the wildlife. I'm not sure if these things are created by Bowser Jr. or are naturally born this way, but it's weird we haven't seen them in other Mario games since then. Moving on to the 5th mission, your job is to take care of the green electric Koopa who is responsible for causing the symbol of the park, the Ferris wheel, to spin at a lightning speed pace. It feels as though this park is getting worse and worse by the day, and the fact that it still hasn't closed down permanently is actually amazing. This is one of the trickier missions as a kid because trying to navigate around the fence gates in the back felt so awkward to do, but it's a good thing the wheel returns to normal once the thread is gone, so I guess that solves that one specific problem, but that doesn't excuse the rest of the park's troublesome qualities. The next mission involves using a live Yoshi to replace the missing Yoshi ride at the Yoshi Go Rounds. How does sticking a living being into a ride open up a portal leading to yet another Yoshi-themed world, and people can once again potentially fall inside? This game, man, I swear. Next involves watering down Shadow Mario, who returned for some reason, so that doesn't really change anything. The last mission involves popping Bowser Jr. balloons, which apparently is one of the main attractions for the guests. Trying to aim at the balloons while the ride is constantly gyrating felt a bit weird, but cool at the same time, albeit a little tricky. Well, I listed all my reasons as to why Panda Park should not be in business if they don't want to get their butt suit off, or at the very least close it down temporarily to fix the setup of the rides, and get rid of the dangerous pests plaguing the park. It boggles the mind that the director of the park is completely oblivious to the hazards of the park itself, but it could be possible that he's just having trouble seeing things. Someone else should take over for now for the sake of everyone in Mario Sunshine. With all that being said, thank you for watching. You agree that Panda Park should be closed for good? And please like and subscribe for more videos like these if you want to.